Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and it looks like on coinpaprika.com the market is down a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I was looking earlier and it looked like Quant was doing the worst. Now it's Hedera Hashgraph. I'm late to the party for my second video today because my son he kept coming in and asking me to basically help him do all of his math, and I said, "Are you kidding me? Why don't you look at your book and study your book?" And he's like, "We don't have a book." And I'm like, "What?" So anyway, he went to a tutor today to try to get up to speed with his math, but I got to go find out about this book issue. I don't know if that's true or not. We're going to have to look into that. Now, we've been covering Jungle Inc.'s September prediction of a settlement on the SEC versus Ripple case. This guy did a poll. I just wanted to show you this. It looks like most people think that the case is going to go the distance. 31.9% think that Jungle is on the money. We shall see, but it doesn't matter. It's still okay for Jungle to give his speculation on and reasoning on why he thinks it would happen. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, listen to we've been talking about this Fed now, and I tied it in a video in the last video. Showed you how Volanti was involved in all that. Now watch this video. This was put out by Gary Gensler Resign, which we'll get to.
Today's fast-paced world, time is money. More people, businesses, and organizations are demanding instant payments. That's why the Federal Reserve is developing the FedNow service, a safe and efficient instant payments infrastructure that will modernize the U.S. payment system.
Yep.
The FedNow service will give financial institutions the opportunity to innovate, enabling their customers to send and receive money in seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Funds will settle between financial institutions in real time, which means there's no buildup of interbank obligations, and end users will have access to the funds in seconds. How will the FedNow service work? Imagine the owner of a coffee shop is running low on coffee beans and needs to schedule a quick delivery. She places an order, and the coffee bean company sends her a request for payment. She responds to the request for payment and pays for the coffee beans right then and there through an app from her credit union, which uses the FedNow service. Once she initiates the payment, her credit union screens the payment and sends an ISO 20022 compliant payment message, either directly or through a service provider to the FedNow service over the Federal Reserve's FedLine network. The FedNow service instantly validates the payment message and passes it along to the coffee bean supplier's bank. In real time, the supplier's bank confirms to the FedNow service that it intends to accept the payment, and the FedNow service debits and credits the master accounts of both the shop owners and the coffee bean suppliers' financial institutions or the master accounts of their correspondents. The FedNow service also immediately sends a payment message with an advice of credit to the supplier's bank and notifies the shop owner's credit union that settlement is complete. Finally, the supplier's bank credits the supplier's account in near real time, making the funds available. The supplier's bank will have the option of sending a confirmation to the shop owner's credit union that the payment has been posted to the supplier's account, providing the coffee shop owner with certainty that the payment was received. The FedNow service will be designed to be flexible and support a broad range of potential use cases. Banks, credit unions, and other industry providers can use it as a springboard for innovation to support a range of applications such as account-to-account transfers and bill pay.
Folks, you think they're not going to do settlement with all that? Check this out. This is from Matthew Linai. It says, Volanti Tech responded to my question a few years ago. This was about the FedWire platform. Hello, Volanti Tech. Will XRP be a possible settlement mechanism for this platform? Thank you. Volanti's platform can be used to settle through XRP via our Ripple connection. We can't wait to get more banks on board. Folks, this is as good a time as any to let you know. Today, they Link2 just lowered to 5K minimum to buy Ripple. Link2 and Uphold. they're going to give you, they'll send you $1,000 in link $2 for every $5,000 investment you make. There's going to be a day when Ripple equity is no longer available, folks. All right, Emi Yoshikawa. Now, Emi Yoshikawa, I met when I was in Singapore. Very nice lady. She is from Ripple, Japan. She's one of the, I guess, VP. I don't remember her exact title. Let's see. Ooh, it's in Japanese. I think she's like a VP of something in Japan. Now the 2-week countdown begins for XLS-20, a new standard for NFTs on the XRP ledger. It's just so fascinating to see the community coming together and making decentralized consensus in real time. Then Matt Hamilton was talking about it. The amendment to enable native NFT support, XLS-20, on the XRP ledger has just today crossed the 80% threshold of approval needed. Now it has to stay above 80% support for 2 weeks to go live on mainnet. And he says, I may be wrong on this. Someone has pointed out that it has to be above 80% and is currently exactly 80%, so might need one more vote. So what are the chances that it goes back below in the coming weeks? Once someone voted, it means they are sure, right? David Short says, part of the purpose of the 2-week window is to ensure that people have a final chance to campaign against any proposed change they dislike. 80% must be maintained or we start over. Now here's the actual vote. I'm going to hit the refresh on it. The vote is now at 82.6%. Anybody out there who has a vote needs to go and do it. These are the yay votes and these are the nays. And one thing that caught my attention that I thought was very interesting, I have to assume that this is Michael Arrington of Arrington XRP Capital. I have to assume that that's him, and they voted against this. That's kind of strange. That Michael Arrington is Brad Garlinghouse's best friend. So I don't know if that's who that is or if that could just be someone that named it that. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Then there was this. This is from this Anthony Welfare, who is the enterprise block. He's CBDC advisor at Ripple. And he's doing a presentation over in Frankfurt, Germany. The CBDC impact, differentiators and benefits, differences to traditional money, direct access, no intermediaries required, programmable money, programmable payments, controllable transparency, restructured cost basis, key benefits. I won't go through all that. Basically, it looks like all industries are impacted. Okay, moving along. So Eleanor Terrett today, who's been kind of quiet, says, Scoop, my sources tell me Gary Gensler will be testifying in front of the Senate Banking Committee on September 15th. The chairman of the CFTC will testify in front of the Senate Agricultural Committee the day before. Will be interesting to see whether Gary is asked to respond to Benham's answers on crypto. And then Crypto Law, which is John Deaton's law firm, says, looks like Gary Gensler realizes hiding behind cringy Twitter videos isn't working and needs to defend himself against the escalating opposition to his leadership of the SEC. And then I like this, Ripple Eye, he says, Gary gotta go. He says, he sends these pictures, if you remember. You remember when the trucks were going around the SEC? This one says SEC does not protect retail traders. SEC is complicit. He says September 15, we know where Gary Gensler will be. Picking up on what I'm laying down here, the digital asset investor is picking it up. Then this came out from Gary Gensler today. Last week, we released our draft strategic plan, SEC, for fiscal years 2022 to 2026. It's open for public comment. So I retweeted it and said Gary Gensler resign. But then Library did something even funnier. They went and replied to his he said you could submit comments. So they went and submitted a comment, Gary Gensler, resign, which is exactly the title of Rosalind Layton's article. Then, so if you're starting to feel sorry for Gary, watch this video and you will no longer feel sorry for him, because this is the problem. Is you've got a guy there this guy is owned by these bankers, and this is the problem.
Central monopolist with another central monopolist. A lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now,
or maybe we're going to extort the money out of you via the SEC.
I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there, and you give them the native token.
Give some native token to the bankers that I represent, and if you don't, I'll come after you with the SEC until you do give it up.
So there may be other incentive ways to beat the current monopolist, but I, having been around commercial banks for a long time, they really are looking for ways to replace their aggregators in their back office, whether it's clearing, settlement, exchanges, credit agencies. But they're deeply understanding, because they are pretty ambitious and very good at making money as well. They deeply understand that every idea that's pitched to them is somebody who currently is small but wants to get big and gain market power. So they're also always thinking about how to ensure.
Yeah, and we can't have this where they don't get to maintain their monopoly. Because I worked at Goldman Sachs, and I'm Gary Gensler, worked at Goldman Sachs for 18 years, and it's not okay for them to lose their monopoly power.
There's a check to slow down your startup from gaining market power 5, 10, and 15 years from now. They don't want you to be the next clearinghouse like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or Intercontinental Exchange. They don't want you to be the next central node of market power. So you might share some of that with them, or you might find an incentive system.
Folks, this is why, and great video to them, this is why I have this at the top of my platform. This is the video of Joe Lubin, and he's talking about, how he's great friends with the SEC, and then he says, yeah, that they've given us and Bitcoin, Ethereum and Bitcoin, this designation. They didn't give it to Ripple, and they've made all the comments they're going to make on that. And what I said was, Sherman Act, monopoly, antitrust, conspiracy to monopolize requires an agreement between two or more parties, maybe the SEC and some of the people at the Ethereum founders, maybe. Then, let me finish, something my son's calling me. Parties with specific intent of acquiring monopoly power. Following the agreement, it requires at least one overt act to accomplish the objectives. Where are you, Congress? How about the act of Hinman giving a speech at the SEC that gave Ethereum and Bitcoin a free pass? How about that? Now, I got to show you this. I love this. This is Brad Combs from Digital Perspectives posted this. He's paying at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse with his Glint card. He just bought a steak and some red wine. And I saw this and I was like, man, Ruth's Chris is my favorite place to go eat steak, because it's steak in like butter. It's like the best thing you've ever had. If you haven't gone there, you got to go. So what I'm going to do, because this made me crave two things: one of the Ruth's Chris steaks and a glass of red wine. And he bought it with his Glint card, who is one of my sponsors. I'm putting the link to Glint and the link to is going to be in the top of the description of this video. If you click on either one of them, you tell them DAI sent you. And you tell Glint, if you click on that one, you tell him DAI is going to go use his Glint card at Ruth's Chris and spend gold. Spend gold on a steak and some red wine. I like the Pinot Noir. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that the digital asset investor is craving a Ruth's Chris steak now because of Digital Perspectives here, and a glass of Pinot Noir. It can be the house. It doesn't have to be anything fancy.